Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan Henderson, and you may know me as a professional movie watcher. And I have seen Dune. That is what we are going to be talking about in today's show. The recent Denis Villeneuve 2021 sci-fi epic that has been everywhere. You have seen the marketing for multiple months. You have seen the actors plastered across every billboard, every magazine ad, and it's finally here. And we have a guest that we're going to talk to about it. Our guest today, would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Thank you for the introduction. Hi, I'm Rioma Scott. I am a amateur movie watcher. I've heard a lot of good things about Dune and a lot of public opinion on it as well, so I know it's a heavy hitter in the movie scene right now. Yeah, I'm excited to see what it's about. Thanks for having me.
All right, no worries. We're glad to have you on the show. So, before we start this trailer watch-along reaction, we're going to start with that and then go into the questions our viewers have for you. Is there anything you want to say that you hope to see when you watch Dune?
I hope to see some crazy action, really good shots because I'm a sucker for cinematography. And overall, I just hope that it's a satisfying experience to watch it.
All right, well, having seen it, I think that, but let's get into the trailer and let's see how you think about that. Now, we got the trailer pulled up here. Rioma, you have it pulled up on your side?
Yes, I do.
All right. 3, 2, 1, let's start it.
There's something happening to me. There's something awakening in my mind. I can't control it.
What did you see?
There's a crusade coming.
Do you often dream things that happen just as you dreamed them?
Yes.
The test is simple. Remove your hand from the box, and you die.
What's in the box?
Pain. You inherit too much power. You have proven you can rule yourself. Now you must learn to rule others. Something none of your ancestors learned.
My father rules an entire planet.
He's losing it.
He's getting a richer one.
He'll lose that one too. Arrakis is a death trap.
I'll kill him. This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
An animal caught in a trap will gnaw off its own leg to escape. What will you do?
I know you.
One day, the legend will be born. All of civilization depends on it.
The future. I can see it. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
My Lord Duke.
Where the fear is gone, only I will remain.
Go, go, go!
Wow.
I'm just blown away every time I see that trailer. I get
That
goosebumps.
soundtrack is killer too.
No, and it's done by Hans Zimmer, the guy who did
Yeah.
pardon me, Batman movies, A very famous man. Very
He
famous
is.
soundtrack.
He's really, really, really talented.
So what did you think of the trailer? Is there anything that stood out? Anything you want to rip apart from it?
I think they give us a pretty good spiel of kind of the plot around the beginning. Like, I guess main character can see the future.
Yeah.
It seems like they started off in one planet, ended up in that desert place.
Yeah.
So I guess they're fighting on another planet for
Oh.
whatever reason that
Okay.
I find out. Mhm.
Yeah. It's interesting seeing what you think the plot is from the trailer, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but versus how everything actually takes place. Because yeah, they do start on one planet and they go to that desert planet called it's called Arrakis in the movies.
Okay.
And there is fighting, but there's a lot less fighting in this one than I think a lot of people expected, and that'll go into one of our questions. So why don't we jump right into that and start on the first question. Our first one that someone asks, what do you think of Zendaya only being in a short amount of the movie despite being featured heavily in the marketing? Now you just saw the trailer.
Yeah.
She was in it a lot, and she's not in it much more than what you saw in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your opinion on that, of maybe like clickbaiting in trailers?
I think it definitely comes off as clickbait, but also I think the other side to it is like really genius marketing, because Zendaya's fan base is really, really loyal. It's like Beyonce's fans. They're always there with whatever she does. They'll defend her and everything.
Yes.
I think it'll bring, well, it's bring this movie a lot of hype. And it's gonna diversify the audience too, because this is probably gonna appeal to like sci-fi fans.
Yes.
And bringing Zendaya in as, or at least showcasing her as one of the main characters, is going to attract maybe the not so interested like teenage girl fan base. I know there's obviously everyone loves sci-fi, but it's gonna really diversify the audience, which is gonna bring in a lot more viewers. So I think they're kind of sneaky for the clickbait, but it's definitely smart and it'll work in the long run, I think.
I like that answer. Our second question: what do you think of the abrupt ending that Part 1 films have? Now, that you didn't see it in the trailer there, and it wasn't widely known, but this is a Part 1 of 2. This film ends halfway through the story. There's been several films in the last few years. The Hunger Games parts 3 and 4, and the Harry Potter 7 and 8 come to mind. What do you think of movies that do that?
I think that as long as they have enough content in the first one where people who watch it don't feel like they watched a long trailer for the second one, I think if the first one brings enough content and is, obviously has to be a fun watch. If it's good enough in the first one, I don't think people will be disappointed, and they'll be more excited to watch the second movie, because so you get hyped up for this whole amazing masterpiece film, and then if you end up only seeing like a small part of it and you have to wait longer for to see the rest, I think I would leave the theater a bit bummed. But I think they would do a good job. The director's well known for his past work. So.
Yes, I particularly love Arrival. That's one of my favorite films. And our third question: what do you think of the state of visual effects in 2021? This movie really pushes the boundaries in a lot of ways, and I was wondering, do you have any examples of visual effects that you really like from this year?
From this year, maybe not particular examples of this that have come out in 2021, but I can say that there's examples that come out in the past that are still near the top, and they really prove themselves. Like, for example, Interstellar, even though that's 2014, Hans Zimmer actually also did the soundtrack for that.
Yes.
That won the award, I think, for like best visual effects, and that has kind of like set the bar for a lot of movies, and not a lot of movies have gotten there, and that was almost 7 years ago. So I think this movie, from what I've seen, with Hans Zimmer also involved, because he's only going to do big projects, I think this is particularly impressive. I think it just goes to show that other movies that are going to use visual effects really need to step it up and get up there with it.
No, I agree with you. And using this movie as an example, I know you saw it a little bit at the end of the trailer. They didn't want to give it all away. But the way they animate the sandworms in this film is very unique. It's very distinct, and it looks absolutely magnificent. And our last question, we don't want to hold you for too long, Ryoma. We know you're a busy guy. What would you like to see in part 2?
Well, if it's true that you say that there's not as much fighting, I'd like to see a lot more action.
Okay.
It seems like at the end of the trailer, the main character, played by Timothy Chalamet, I believe is how you pronounce his name. It seemed like at the beginning he was like being trained and is like tested for whatever greatness is waiting for him. But then at the end, someone was bowing down to him. So I want to see how his character develops and if he rises through the ranks or if it becomes royalty. I want to know what happens, and I also want to know where Zendaya is, because she's only in a little bit. We need to see more of her in the next one.
I am 100% certain that we will see more Zendaya in part 2. She gets the last line of the movie, after all. So,
wow.
She is a very important character, but she just isn't in it a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we got you off there. Let me just take these questions off. Ryoma, I wanted to say thank you so much for joining us here on the show today. Would you like to plug yourself, your Instagram, your Snapchat, whatever, before you leave?
Follow me on Instagram at Ryoma, that's RYOMA _, no space, no caps, and you'll see some amazing pics of me and my friends.
Check out his pictures. Thank you very much for joining us, Ryoma. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
And thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of Ryan's Professional Movie Review Show. Before we leave, I'd just like to say thanks to everyone who helped produce this today. Me and my friend Fallon were the producers. I'd like to thank her for all the help she did. I would like to thank Ryoma for coming on and being talent and being a wonderful guest. And again, I would like to thank Fallon for doing the graphics that you guys saw. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.